People Republic of China. The history of Chinese banking system has been somewhat checkered. Nationalization and the consolidation of the country banking received the highest priority in the earliest year of the People Republic, and the banking was the first or sector to be completed socialized in the period of the recovery after the Chinese Civil War. The People's Bank of China moved very effectively to halt raging inflation and bringing the national financing under the central control. Over the course of time, the banking organization was modified repeatedly to suit changing conditions and new policies. The banking system was centralized earlier on under the Ministry of Finance, which exercised firm control over all financial services, credit, and the money supply. During the 1980s, banking system was expanded and diversified to meet the need of the reforms program, and the scale of the banking activities rose sharply. New budgetary procedure required state enterprises to remit to the state only a tax on the income and to seek investment funds in the form of the bank loans. Between the 1979 and 1985, the volume of the deposit nearly tripled and the value of the bank's loans rose by 260% by 1987. The banking system includes the People's Bank of China and Agriculture Banks of China, which handle the foreign exchange matters, China Investment Bank, China's Industrial and Commercial Bank, People Construction Bank, Communication Bank, People's Insurance Company of the China's Rural Credit Cooperative and the Urban Credit Cooperative. The People Banks of China was the central bank and the foundation of the banking system, although the banking overlapping in the function with the Ministry of the Finance, and they lost many of the responsibilities during the Cultural Revolution in the 1970s. It was restored to its leading position as the central bank, the People's Bank of China, and the solid responsibility for the issuing currency and the controlling the money supply. It also served as a governmental treasury, the main source of the credit for the economic credit unit, the clearing center for the financial transaction, the holder of the enterprise deposit, the national savings banks, and the ubiquitous monetary of the economic activities. Another financial institution, the Bank of China, handled all dealing in the foreign exchange. It was responsible for allocating the country foreign exchange reserves, arranging foreign loans, setting exchange rates for the China's currency, issuing letter of credit, and generally carrying out all financial transactions with the foreign firms and individuals. The Bank of China and had official in Beijing and other cities engaged in the foreign trade, and the maintained overseas offices in major international financial centers including Hong Kong, London, New York City, Singapore, and Luxembourg. The Agriculture Bank was created in the 1950s and facilitated the financial operation in the rural areas. The Agriculture Bank provided the financial support to the agriculture units. It issues loans, handles states appropriation for the agriculture, directed the operation of the rural credit cooperatives, and they carried out overall supervision of the rural financial affairs. The Agriculture Bank was headquartered in the Beijing had a network of the branches throughout the country. It flourished in the late 1950s and mid 1960s, but the linguists therefore thereafter until the late 1970s, when the functions and autonomy of agriculture banks were increased substantially to help promote higher agriculture production. In the 1980s, it was restructured again and given greater authority in order to support the growth and diversification of the agriculture under the responsibility system. The People Construction Bank managed state appreciation and loans for the capital construction. It checks the activities of the loan recipient to ensure that the funds were used for their designated construction purpose. Money was disbursed in stage as a project proposed. The reform policy shifted the main source of investment funding from the government budget to bank loans and increased the responsibility and activities of the People and Construction Bank. The rural credit cooperative were small collectively owned saving and lending organizations that were the main source of small scale financial services at the local level in the countryside. They handled deposit and short term loans for the individual firms, families, villages and cooperative organizations subject to the direction of the agriculture banks, and they followed uniform state banking policies but acted as independent units for the accounting purposes. In 1985, the Rural Credit Cooperative held total deposits of the 72.5 billions. Urban credit cooperatives were a relatively new addition to the banking system in the mid 1980s when they first began a widespread operation as commercial opportunity grew in the reformed period of the thousands of the individual and collective enterprises that sprang up in the urban areas and created a new for small scale financial services that the formal banks were not prepared to meet. The bank officials therefore encourages the expansion of the urban credit cooperatives as well as a valuable addition to the banking system. In 1986, there were more than 1100 urban credit cooperatives which held a total 3.7 billion in deposit and made loans worth 1.9 million. In the mid of 1980s, the banking system still lacked some of the services of the characteristics that were considered basic in most countries. Interbank relations were very limited, and the interbank borrowing and the lending was virtually unknown. Checking accounts were used by very few individuals, and bank credit cards did not exist in 1986. Initially, steps were taken in some of these areas. Interbank borrowing and lending a network were created among the 27 cities along the Yongs River and among the 14 cities in the North China. International and interregional financial network were created to link bank in the 11 lending cities all over China, including the Xinjiang, Guangzhou, Wuhan, Chongqing, and Xi, and also to link the branches of the agriculture bank. The first Chinese credit card, the Great Wall Card, and was the introduced in the June 1986 to be used for the foreign exchange transaction. Another financial innovation in 1986 was the opening of the China's first stock exchange. Since 1949, small stock exchange began operation somewhat tentatively. Xinjiang and the Liaoning province in August 1986 and Shanghai in September 1986. Throughout the history of the People Republic of the banking system has exerted close control over the financial transaction and the money supply. All governments and departments, publicly collectively owned economic unit and social, political, military and educationally organizations were required to hold their financial balance as bank deposit. They were also instructed to keep on hand only enough cash to meet daily expenses. All major financial transactions were to be conducted through banks. Payments for goods and services exchanged by economy units by accomplished by the debiting the accounts of the purchasing unit and crediting the rate of selling unit the unappropriate amount. The practice effectively helped to minimize the need for the currency. Since 1949, China's leaders have urged the Chinese people to build up personal saving accounts to reduce the demand for the consumer goods and increase the amount of the capital available for the investment. Small branches office of the saving banks were conveniently located throughout the urban areas. In the countryside, savings were deposited with the rural credit cooperative could be found in most towns and villages. In 1986, savings deposit for the entire country totally over 2 to 3.7 billions.